Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea and Crystals podcast. I am the other host, T.
And I'm the better host, Crystal.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we are so happy to have you all back with us for another episode of this here podcast. We got some good stories to get into, and we're not going to waste no time. Crystal, if you would do the honors.
I will. Also, I don't think people can see our little, I think it's just for us.
Oh,
I don't think it's on our videos. I've always wanted to include them though.
You know what? If you have time,
Mm-hmm.
just slap it on there.
Yeah, we'll figure
If
it
you
out.
Fuck it. You know.
For those of you who don't know, like you can't see our screens, but on our screens we're able to put our names and then we can put like a little caption underneath. And I played a joke on Timmy one day wanting to see how long it would take him, which was super short. He figured it out immediately. But I put the better host on mine and under his I put the other host.
Yeah.
And it's just been that way ever
stayed.
since.
Yeah. Yeah. It keeps me humble.
There we go. All right. Let me pull up. All right. This is from the Am I the Asshole forum. This says, Am I the asshole for telling my husband's friend to stop calling me by his ex-wife's name?
Whoa. Red flag on the play, homeboy. What you mean?
So they said, my husband, 35 male, and I, 32 female, have been married for 2 years and everything has been great, except for his best friend, Jake, 36 male. Jake is nice enough most of the time, but he has his habit of calling me by my husband's ex-wife's name, Laura. Laura and my husband divorced 5 years ago, long before I was in the picture. I've never met her, but from what I understand, Jake was very close to her. My husband says Jake just slips up sometimes because he's known Laura for years. The first time it happened, I let it go. The second and third times, I corrected him politely, but it kept happening. And now it feels deliberate. For example, we were at a dinner recently and Jake called me Laura 3 times in one evening. Each time I corrected him and he just laughed it off saying, old habits die hard. Finally, I snapped and told Jake, my name is my name, not Laura. And if you can't respect that, maybe you shouldn't come around anymore. He looked shocked, and my husband told me later that I embarrassed Jake in front of everyone. Now Jake is saying I overreacted and that it was an innocent mistake, but I'm not so sure. My husband is torn. He understands why I'm upset, but thinks I should have handled it more privately. Am I the jerk for calling Jake out in public?
Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. So this is, okay. So Duran Bernard, who is a sensational, fabulous, such a good artist. He recently came out with a new album entitled Bloom. And he has a song on that album that I was just talking about the other day that is entitled Psst. And the lyrics go, panties pull you to the side like panties, right? And the song is about a friend relationship or maybe even a romantic relationship where either the person is behaving in a way or has behaved in a way in the past that is coming back around. And instead of calling that person out, he has to pull them to the side like panties and have a conversation like, hey, either you're doing this or I'm hearing this. What's going on? Like, I need you to explain it because you can't. He literally says in the song, you can't have me out here looking crazy. Okay. Behind the shit that you're doing, I'm really trying to be your friend. I'm trying to be in a relationship with you, but we got to address this thing, right? So that's where I'm at with this letter. I don't disagree with the sentiment, but I do think for what he's doing, that was just like, oh, all right. You were really sick of this shit because you came out guns are blazing. Because I mean, I can see it because for me, I'm terrible with names. You literally had to tell me your name 2 or 3 times. If I meet you for the first time, 10 times out of 10, I'm not remembering your name the first time we meet. I will, at the next time we meet, more than likely, I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry. What was your name again? It's just, I've never been able to remember people's names the first time I meet them. And maybe for him, he was just, if him and the other wife was close, he was just used to those social settings. I mean, I get it. It's disrespectful. it's disrespectful for him to call you that lady name. And I wouldn't like that shit either, But I feel like you should have pulled him to the side like panties and had that conversation with him to be like, look, it ain't finna be two more of these, ex-wife names now. Because otherwise, we ain't gonna be able to hang around each other if you can't figure my motherfucking name out. But I don't think that should have been said in front of everybody else because that's nobody else's business, So if I was a husband, I too would have been embarrassed. Like, oh my God, like, why you do it in front of everybody, Because there's nobody else's business but yours and his. Now we done invited everybody else into it. Now people are going to form opinions about you, about me. They not going to know if they want us around at the same time that he's around because they don't know if it's going to cause conflict. When everything could have been handled on the low and ain't nobody else had to know. That could have been something between y'all. So that's the only reason why I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like it.
No. I'm not with you on that one. If this was something that was happening when they first introduced each other and was getting to know each other, totally, yeah, I'm with you. But it's been 2 years now. You should know my name. 2 years, and it's been 5 years since they've been together. So you should definitely be ready to have had a new person in his life. But also the fact that we've now been married 2 years. I don't know if that adds on to the 5 years, but like somewhere around there. Years have passed. Laura isn't in the picture. I don't know if you had a crush on her or something, and that's why you're doing it.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking not only because at this point, 2 years in, not only do I have this best friend problem, I'm having a husband problem because my husband's not saying shit either. Why are you not correcting your friend every time he referred 3 times in one night? You can't get my name right in one night. You said it 3 different times, and my husband didn't say, hey, dude, like, her name isn't Laura. Come on now. Maybe if you looked like Laura, but the fact that she didn't mention, like, yeah, we did look alike or something like that, I'm thinking it's a no. It's been 2 years now, 3 times in one night. Like, yeah, I'm gonna snap at some point. If I'm politely, I've already tried being polite. I've said, oh no, that's not my name. It's actually so and so. My name's not Laura. It's actually so and so. Yeah, by the 4th time, I'm like, hey, we got a problem. Why do you keep calling me by someone else's name? What's the issue here?
But okay, that's why I said I don't disagree with the sentiment. Like I'm not mad that she went off on his ass. I'm not mad, but I do think that was like the wrong forum for it. Like I don't think she should have did it at the table in front of everybody, because that is like when you're in adult situations, right?
Yeah.
And you're there with your significant other, I would be mortified.
But how embarrassing is it for her to sit there and
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Ex-wife's name too.
That's why I say I think she should pull him to the side. You could do it that night. You don't even have to wait. When everybody get up from the table or whatever, we about to leave, pull him to the side and be like, hey, I'm not finna be too many more of that bitch names. Okay.
That is the mature and level-headed way of doing it. But I don't know when she did this. So I don't know if this is the same night he's called her Laura 3 times and she finally was like, snapped and was like, why do you keep calling him out in front of everyone at this point? Because I don't know if I would have had, if it's something that's making me mad and I'm getting steamed up over the night, I don't know if I'm going to have the rationale by the 4th or 5th time, especially if no one else is saying anything too. My husband is just sitting here just letting his best friend call me his ex-wife name over and over and over again at the same dinner party. I'm probably mad at both of them.
Yeah.
So yes, your approach is the smart and mature way. But when you're pushing someone's button over and over and over again, eventually they're gonna snap. And if this is the same night, that might have been what happened, is that she snapped. Yeah. But
can't control how other people are gonna react.
Right.
So that is
you're
true.
Also not gonna turn this out and be like, oh, I'm embarrassed that you did that, because I'm gonna be like, why didn't you do something? Your friend for 2 years has been calling me your ex-wife's name. What have you said to him to make this stop?
Yeah.
You just don't have a problem with it? You're just okay. All right. Whatever. I don't know. Her ex-boyfriend or something. George. I'm going to start calling you George now.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-boyfriend's name. How are you going to feel about that?
Yeah. He should. The husband definitely should have been proactive. But you know, if the husband had said something at the table, I feel like that low key too would have been inappropriate. You know,
I'm just saying at any point he should have said something.
Yeah.
But if he wanted this, I'm hoping he's recognizing it, because he could have easily just been like, hey, I understand he's making you upset. Like, I'm going to say something. Just let it go for tonight. Like, things could have happened for it to be more mature. But like I said, if buttons are being pushed and she snaps, you can't. Why are you blaming her for a situation that involves you too, and you haven't done anything either? 2 years? Your best friend can't get my name right in 2 years?
In 2 whole years, girl.
Come on now.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
You are definitely the mature and response, but yeah, I understand why, if this happened in the same night, why she snapped. Yeah. I don't know if it did.
See, if he had called you a bitch, and then it's like, oh, I'll be behind you like, fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. You really cannot control how people are going to react to things. And I'm not saying that her reaction isn't, that she's not valid in her feelings.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you on that.
There is a mature, but I still stand way by, that was,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're on the same page. Ready for the next story?
I'm ready.
All right. So this one is from my personal favorite. It's a Reddit r/relationship advice. And this one is entitled, My Friend 31 Female is Upset After I 27-year-old female asked her to leave when I was in labor / about to give birth. How do I solve this?
Okay.
Strap in.
Okay.
I'm part of a friend group of 8 women ages 26 to 31. I'm the second person to have a baby. They mean the world to me, especially since I have no relatives left. We all get along great, though I'm particularly close to Jess, who I have known since high school and lived with for a bit. This mostly revolves around the day I gave birth, but I guess it started a few months before. All of them were putting in so much effort for me, and I couldn't be more grateful. One friend, Lisa, I'm gonna call her Lisa.
Okay.
From now on, kept getting more and more involved, though, sometimes making me a bit uncomfortable. I asked her a few times to stop touching my bump, but she'd get sad. She joked about wanting to be there for when the baby was born, how magical it was, it wasn't, and asked a lot of questions. At some point, she asked me if she could join me and my partner for a checkup because she really wanted to be there for that part. I said no and asked her kindly to take a bit of a step back. That her excitement was sweet, but a bit too much for us. She did apologize, but was upset. I asked her why she wants to be so involved so strongly, but she didn't really give me an answer. She said she loved me and the baby, and that Jess got to be part of that a lot more, which is true. After, she was silent for a bit, but things went back to normal. The last weeks before my due date, she came around almost daily, but I didn't want to be ungrateful. Plus, I was bored at home. They all came often, which I appreciated loads. The day I went into labor, I was with my partner. I messaged Lisa that I didn't need her to come. And that when I left for the hospital, I would send her and the group a message along the lines of, this is it, we'll keep you all posted. Lisa still showed up and apologized, saying that she didn't see any of the messages. She asked to stay for a bit because of the long drive. At some point, we decided to go to the hospital, though. Lisa said that it was too early, and that could be true. She is a nurse, but I was feeling in pain and anxious and really just wanted to be there. Here's where it got intense, I guess. She just kind of started acting like she was coming with us. My partner, bless her, told her that we got it from here, thanked her for all that she did, but that she could go home now. Lisa replied something along the lines that it's no trouble. She'd love to be there for us and let's go. still intent on coming with us. It wasn't even a question. Again, my partner flat out told her that we prefer if she went home and that we'll message the group whenever and keep everyone posted. Lisa, for some reason, needed to hear it from me, and I said the same thing. That we got it from here, and that I'll keep her posted, but she should go home. She didn't really move though. She stood there tearing up while we're grabbing our bags, chargers, and so on. I should have checked, but at this point, I couldn't deal with it anymore. I got into the car and waited for my partner. Lisa came to the window and was full on crying. She asked me to come with and that it was really important for her, and that if Jess could come with me, why not she? And so on. I'll admit I did not respond kindly. I was anxious and in pain, but that's no excuse. But I shouted at her to leave and to stop being so fucking weird, and that not about her, and so on. And there were more swear words in there. My partner just drove off without me. I haven't heard from Lisa since 3 weeks ago. She hasn't come to see the baby. She doesn't reply to the group chat, and our friends are saying that she's incredibly upset with me, saying that she cannot forgive me. I don't want to mess up our friend group, but I'm at a loss. None of us know why she's behaving this way. The other mom in the group said that she was a bit like this when she was pregnant, but not close in any way to how she was with me. I feel like she overstepped, but I also know that I shouldn't have screamed at her like I did. Do I just apologize and try to restore the peace? Do I try to talk to her? Do I give her time to come to me? I'm exhausted and just want this to be resolved.
Okay. This is personally what I would probably do. I would reach out for sure. I would make my efforts. I would try to call. If that didn't work, I would send a text and I would let them know, hey, I want to meet up. I want to meet up. We've got some issues to resolve. If that doesn't work, if you don't get an answer, if nothing happens, I would send one final message and just lay it all out. I'm sorry you are hurt, but you have to understand where I'm coming from too. I would say exactly kind of what you said. Hell, send her this story. You have it all written out. And just let her know, True. Hey, I do regret how I reacted to you. I was in pain. This is my first child. A lot of things were going on, and you were just being very overwhelming to me. That's no excuse for how I spoke to you. But I had tried in the past to get you to step back. I was trying to be as kind as possible, and you were just very overwhelming. Wires got crossed. Things happen. I want us to be able to move forward, but I'm not going to beg you for it. If you feel you can't forgive me, then you can't forgive me, and we're just going to have to leave it at that. So this will be my final time reaching out for you. At this point, the ball's in your court. If you want us to continue having a friendship, you need to respond back to this. We need to meet up and we need to hash it out. But if you don't respond back to this, then that's it. And I'm not going to beg for it. I love you. I don't want this to be the end of our friendship. You've always been there for me. But I have other things going on too. I have a new child, and this is giving me too much anxiety. And this is one thing I just can't deal with. I'm sorry. Like, things have changed now. And just leave it at that and let that be off of your plate. If she reaches out to you, great. Figure out a way to fix it. You know, whether it's just the two of you or whether your other friends get involved. I don't know. I don't know how your friend group works, but there's nothing else you can do. I mean, you've said you're trying to apologize, trying to make it right, but she was being weird. Is there an underlying issue? Can she not have children, and therefore the only thing she can do is live these pregnancies through you guys? How are you supposed to know that if that's the case? You know, communication needs to be happening because something is going on. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, unless I'm getting an explanation for why you're acting the way you are, I can only make up the situation. And for me right now, it's just that you're being weird.
Yeah. I think for me personally, given that we are, like, I got a newborn, I don't think that would have been the end of it for me. I mean, we just wouldn't talk no more. I think maybe it would have been because my initial reaction would have been, I don't want this energy. Like there's something going on here that I don't have the time nor the space to invest in investigating. Like it's gonna. I got a baby here.
Yeah.
This baby is on my titty. Like I'm producing milk. These shits hurt. You know, the baby is chewing my nipple off the skin, bitch. Like I can't sleep because this little nigga's waking up in the middle of the night. I literally don't have the capacity to give anything other than to myself and this child. Okay. So if I was in this situation, it would me, even if I was her husband, it would be a long time for me before I could approach this, you know, just for the simple fact of you've crossed the line for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm very, once you step out of the parameters of what's quote unquote normal for our relationship, the baseline of our relationship, because every relationship is different. But once you step out the bounds of that, I have to start reassessing things. Like we have to get distant. We have to, you know, and it's going to take a while for me to really think about it and decide if I want to go back. Because I may never come back.
Right.
I very likely in this scenario, I wouldn't be coming back because I don't necessarily trust you around my child.
Right.
It sounds crazy. It sounds extreme, but I don't know what you got going on over there. And the way that you behaved that day was so unpredictable that I can't take that chance around my child. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you feel. I'm not saying that you're going to do anything crazy. But if there is even the slightest chance that you might do something out of pocket, I can't have you around. Yeah. So maybe this was a sign for me to get you up out of here now. And we just don't even need to go back to it. You know, you hang out with the girls and I'm not there. Vice versa, you know. But maybe down the road I decide, you know, maybe we need to hash things out. I miss you or whatever. We used to do, you know, every third Sunday we used to go get brunch, and I ain't been to that brunch place since. And they got these little egg tartlets that I have been missing, bitch. They got that good crumble bacon on the top, girl, with a little swirl of maple syrup that's straight from Canada. You know, they paying the tariffs just to get the goddamn, so the shit tastes even better now. You know, I'm paying $45 for it, but I mean, bitch, like tariff schmariff, you know. But yeah, that's I feel like how I would handle it. If I do go back, it would be a long time. Yeah. Until I circle back around to see if anything is, if any embers are left in that fire, you know.
Yeah, I think for me, I would have to have I would have to feel like I did what I could and to get that closure for myself. Because then I would have anxiety about it. I would be like, should I have done this? Should I have done that? Kind of what she's doing now. The shoulda, woulda, couldas would have been. I just need to do my part. And if nothing comes of it, then I know I did my part and I can let go of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
So good luck.
Best of luck.
I kind of hope you update. And let us know what happened. I would love to know the explanation. I'm going to
keep an eye out for the update.
Okay.
I'm going to keep an eye out for the update to see, to see if anything comes of it.
Okay. Moving on. This story is going to be a little bit different because I did read this, but I have no memory of it. So it's going to be like I read it for the first time. Okay. This one says, am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend I'm moving out after I found out he cheated? I, 42 female, have been with my boyfriend, 33 male, for 4 years, and we've lived together for 2 years. Our lease is up in a week and a half, and I've made the decision to move out after I found out that he cheated on me with his best friend. For context, his best friend, Tina, 34 female, and him were roommates before him and I got together and before we all decided to move in together. He and I were just friends for 8 years prior to committing. During our friendship phase, anytime she would call and needed him, he would drop whatever and make sure she was all right. I will admit, Tina is not the brightest and at 34 doesn't really know how to be an adult. She fixes everything with 2 or 3 different guys a week and it's made and it's made easy because of her profession. No shaming her, just stating facts. Over the years, I've had some doubts about the relationship, but he always reassured me that they were just friends and I trusted him. 2 months ago, I found out the truth. His behavior has been changing. He was distant, secretive, and I could just feel something was off. Yes, I went through his phone and saw the exchanges. I confronted him, and after some hesitation, he admitted that he slept with Tina. He said it was a one-time mistake, he regretted it, and begged for my forgiveness, claiming it didn't mean anything. The texts say differently, especially since there was a few texts from the previous day. I went through his phone at like 3 a.m. He really wants me to stay and work things out, but I can't. I feel betrayed. Stops? I don't know what she was trying to say. I feel betrayed and humiliated. I'm also angry because he didn't just cheat. He cheated with someone who lived in our home, shared meals with me, had heart-to-hearts with me, and acted like a friend. They would reassure me about my insecurities and about the closeness of their friendship. It's always the ones they tell you not to worry about. I've already decided I'm done. I signed a lease for a new apartment, arranged movers, and plan to leave next week. I haven't told him yet, and I don't plan to until I'm gone. Since he goes to work before me, my plan is to pack and move all of my things while he's at work. I'll leave a letter explaining my decision. This is where I may be the asshole. I know he can't afford this place or a place without me. He's financially struggling, and without me, he's going to have a hard time finding somewhere else to live. But I'm not responsible for fixing his situation, especially after the betrayal. Some friends thinks I'm justified. It's not telling him, saying that he made the choices and now he has to face the consequences. My sister, however, thinks I'm being cruel by not at least giving him a heads up so he can make arrangements. I don't feel like he deserves my sympathy. He can have my middle finger, though. Oh yeah, Tina doesn't live here anymore either. So am I the asshole for moving out without telling my cheating boyfriend, knowing he can't afford this place or a new place on his own?
Girl, I feel like I am about to jump into a double ditch, or I am like at WrestleMania and I am screaming and begging for my partner to tag me in, bitch, because I'm over here like I'm literally jumping in my seat. Like,
be done.
This is crazy. This is crazy, girl. Take the note from Beyonce. Leave a note in the hallway. By the time he read, you'll be far away, and you ain't fucking with nobody over there. Are you kidding me, bitch? You broke bread at my table and you ain't fuck my man. Mm-hmm. You be lucky if I don't go to jail for homicide. I'm not gonna lie to you. Premeditated murder, bitch, because I'm writing this in a journal. I'm making my plans out, bitch. They finna catch me on CCTV at the Home Depot getting my murder kit together. Oh, I'm gonna keep the receipt and staple it to the goddamn journal, bitch. I'm gonna give them the evidence to put my ass in jail, because at least I'll rest at myself knowing that you are 6 feet under, whore. Mm. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's the shit that pissed me the most off. If you watch this video back, you will see where I went to the moon. When that bitch said that we had heart to hearts and sat at my goddamn kitchen table, that's forget the fact that you gave your little coochie to my man, because that dick won't hit no nothing. No way. Mm. If we quiet as is kept, bitch, I've been faking and moaning all this time. He ain't been hitting out one spot, bitch. You would have thought he starred in Star Wars. Every shot missed. Pew, 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 pew. He couldn't hit the spot if I pointed it out to him.
I can't.
Forget the clitoris. I'm so stupid. Anyway, I am so mad for her. I'm so mad for her. Like, I cannot get the girl, I sat over a stove and made you a plate in my home, bitch. Like, that's what's bothering me the most. Mm-hmm. The disrespect of that. To be in my home, to be in my space, to be kiki and kakai with me, in the layup under my man. All of that flashing back in your head. Like, how can you forget that in that moment? Mm-mm. You up under this man who is directly connected to me. But you thought, oh, okay. Because your toes was touching the back of your head, you thought everything was kosher. Mm-hmm. Y'all enjoy each other. Fuck that man. if he was worried, if he was worried about his financial situation, soon as that woman pulled her drawers down and he saw that monkey, he should have been like, is this worth me being homeless? And he made that decision. He made that decision when he decided to what Trey Songz said, dive in. He made that decision. Right then and there. He said, I'm gonna be homeless. Fuck it. Yep. Fuck it, we ball. Okay. Ew. I was about to say something disgusting. He said, fuck it, we ball. And he had himself a good time. So guess what? I hope either that hoe let you move in or you find somewhere cheap to stay, or you find another roommate that you can fuck on, because it ain't finna be me. Yes. Sorry. She ain't, in no way, shape, or form is she in the wrong here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you giving him a heads up is just you being extremely nice. And you don't have to be extremely nice right now. At the end of the day, he made his decisions, and everyone's decisions have consequences. These are his consequences. If she's really his best friend, she'll let him move in. He'll figure it out somehow, some way. He will figure it out, but he is no longer your responsibility. Not his happiness, not his well-being. As soon as he laid up under that other female,
laid up under her,
it was done.
She don't sound like she putting in no work. Okay. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they was both laying on their side. Because it don't sound like nobody
debate with you.
Nobody over there was doing any work. Okay. This was a side-to-side type of situation. I am this. Anyway.
Yes. And like she said, it's always the one they say you don't have to worry about. Like,
but the fact that you was even worried about it was a red flag, girl. Yeah. You should have, like, you knew. Like, if that even comes up in your mind, if I get to the point where I'm wondering if my significant other or my partner is fucking with somebody that I know, if y'all that comfortable, you ain't got to worry about me.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about
going
me.
on.
You ain't got to worry.
There's a chemistry there, and it wasn't always there, or it wasn't, like, there's something. Once you start having that doubt.
Yeah. By the time it come to the light, we gonna be looking at each other like two dumb bitches saying, yes. Like, because I'm gonna be like, me too.
Yeah.
me too. Because I figured out a long time ago that you and Jared was over here hunching. So guess what? Penelope? I've been giving her all the shit that I ain't been giving you. Yeah. Okay. I've been doing push-ups and everything to get ready for that.
Right.
You've been wondering why I've been lackluster. Because I've been blockbuster over at Penelope House.
You're so stupid. Oh my God.
Whoa. Let's get out of here, girl. I had a good time.
Yes.
I had a good time. Thank you, Crystal, for that. That was something else. And thank you all for joining us for another episode of the Tea and Crystals podcast. If you like what you heard, okay, because we didn't give y'all the show, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening. Make sure that you also leave us a written review. Those are so important. Y'all already got cussed out last episode. I don't want to have to do it again. If you like what you saw, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube community as always. We love y'all. You have any questions, comments, or you would like to share your own story, anything you see on the internet that you think we will find interesting, you can do so by sending the email at teaandcrystal@gmail.com. That's teaandcrystal@gmail.com, or in our DMs on our various social media platforms. Speaking of which, subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook by searching Tea and Crystals Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Tea and Crystals Podcast, and on Instagram at Tea and Crystals Pod. You can find the links for everything in the description wherever you are listening and or watching. Crystal, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we get the hell up out of here?
Thank you guys so much. We really enjoyed spending this time with you. Give us your feedback in the comments as usual, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Yes.